E&E.
Stacks with the facts.
What up, Stacks?
I got my man Glitch the Guarantee on the track with me.
Glitch the Guarantee.
Yeah. And we bringing this message to you fake woke niggas.
Gotta wake these niggas up, man.
All y'all out there spreading them lies and falling victim to this propaganda.
Niggas believe it.
Hey, Glitch. Let's talk to these niggas. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake 'em up. Time to wake 'em up.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake 'em up. Time to wake 'em up.
I gotta set the alarm, wake you up from your slumber. Wake 'em up, Floyd and Harry, fake woke niggas, y'all dumbass niggas. Drop jewels, but people don't pay any attention. Let's be immediately, we the wake 'em up henchmen.
A lot of times these woke niggas be really sleep. Shit, the price on a nigga's life is extra real cheap. Only the real for my niggas, we all elite. We made a living eating these rappers, nigga, bon appetit. Yeah.
Pause. Me and my brethren be down for the cause. We gotta come together and tear down all these walls and illusory fault lines like racism and bring light to the woke, just like a baptism.
The congregation spoke. These niggas ain't who they claim to be. A bunch of Peter pop-off niggas really be lames to me. Anytime you at war, it's gonna be casualties. The more we come together, it's easy to beat the enemies.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake 'em up. Time to wake 'em up.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake 'em up. Time to wake 'em up. Alarm clock to the woke. Time to wake 'em up. The main initiative should be to get your cake up. You wave riding niggas need life jackets to stay afloat. Meanwhile, I'm blowing on gas straight from the Ivory Coast.
And every post I be hitting y'all with them straight facts. The smart grid is now here. We gotta face that. While they coming with microchips and vaccinations, fake woke niggas perpetuating indoctrination.
Fuck this pandemic. This was a damn gimmick. Niggas will believe that they mom died if she still living. Open your eyes, nigga. You can see the lies, nigga. We gotta stop letting the blind lead the blind, nigga.
And that's the biggest fact, Glitch. You better tell these niggas this Agenda 2030. It's gonna be hell, niggas. Fuck AOC and her new Green Deal. I'm Neo in this bitch. Who want they red pill? Yeah. What's good with y'all, man? You already know what it is. It's your guy, your brother, your brethren, Virgil Berry, aka Stacks with the Facts. You know what I'm talking about? We in the building. You did. And we here, man. And I'm telling y'all, we continuing this series, man, with breaking down UN Agenda 2030. You know what I'm saying? Last week we started it off with the first two, and now we here on number 3, right? And I want y'all to realize how all of these protocols, man, or what they're calling strategic or sustainable development goals, right? That's what they call them, sustainable development goals. They're all connected to one another. Right? And I'm telling y'all, man, you know, and I'm gonna keep emphasizing on this because, like I say, and all praises be to the Most High, man. He did me. I've been given the sight to see this stuff, man. And I'm telling y'all what's coming, man. You feel me? Telling y'all what's coming, man. And like I'm gonna keep saying, and I'm gonna always keep saying to y'all, it has already been settled. All right. So, you know, I keep emphasizing that to emphasize on what is necessary to be done. You hear me? The task at hand. I'm gonna be honest, man. Most of y'all gonna go ahead and bow down when this shit start getting serious, man. You know, that's one of the saddest things about it. Y'all gonna start bowing down, boy. And you know, guys like myself, and I'm not bragging, I'm just being honest with y'all right now, right? We're gonna, and I'm gonna let y'all know throughout this series of this UN Agenda 2030, y'all, like, you know, I'm gonna be very blunt and I'm gonna be very shrewd because what we dealing with is very blunt and shrewd. There's no nice way I can go about doing this. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? Because it's not a nice plan. It's not a nice thing that's going on with this United Nations Agenda 2030, UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. This isn't a nice agenda at all, right? Nowhere near a nice agenda. I'm gonna keep reiterating that too, y'all. It's not a nice agenda. Ain't nothing nice about it. Believe you me. All right. This system is being brought in as a global thing, y'all. I want y'all to understand that everything that's going on in America is going on everywhere else in the world too. The exact same stuff. You know? And I think it's important that we start talking about this stuff versus focusing on the fuckery that they inundate and impose upon our psyche and perception every single day, especially our children. LP, Lance Parker, what it do, man? You know? What it do, brother? I'm telling y'all, man, shit getting serious, man. This is not a game. It's not a joke. You understand me, man? And I laugh when I talk about this stuff, but it ain't because it's funny. You hear me? If you understand what I'm saying, it is not because it's funny. You know, it's more so as a reminder of how serious this shit actually is. Right? Number 3, ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. Let me pull it up on the screen for y'all real quick, though, so y'all can just get a good what we talking about tonight. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, for real, I really want y'all to start paying attention to this, man. And not only paying attention to this, y'all, but really understanding what this thing is actually about, man. You feel me? Put a number 11 in the chat if when I go in and break down what UN Agenda 2030 is actually about, how many of y'all actually understand what it's about? Put a number 11 in the chat if you do. Put a number 11 in the chat if you understand, like under the guise of so-called making things equal and fair for everybody on the planet. I want y'all to understand that what they mean by everything being fair for everybody on the planet, and it's not nice. It's not nice when they talk about ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. That sounds good. That sounds like okay, like that's a good thing. That sounds like that's a good thing, and it is. But how do they want to go about creating a global situation where they're ensuring healthy lives for all, and they're promoting well-being for all of us at all ages, which they clearly do not. I mean, they clearly do not right now. They do not, nor have they not. The whole thing, pharmakia in itself is demonic. It is based and rooted in Luciferianism and Satanism. when you do your research into pharmakia, what the current medical structure over the whole world right now is based off of, it is a demonic paradigm. It's a demonic concept and ideology. I mean, literally, too. I mean, literally. Look what pharmakia actually means, right? My man Lance Parker, man, in the building, man. For real, man. I want y'all to understand how serious this is, man. And man, for real, bro. UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability, y'all, man. I want y'all to understand what global sustainability is, man. What they mean by that. They don't mean everything being fair and equal for anybody in a good sense. You got to think, man, we got the less than 100 Fortune 100 companies on this planet consolidating all their assets, setting up a global structure. Huh? When they say fair, or should I say when they say they want to, number 3 was with what we doing tonight, the green one right here, good health and well-being, right? They want to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. Now, what part of UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability is different than any legislation that passed in any other country? Why have we not been able to achieve this thus far? They're saying in order to achieve this, it must be a global effort, which means it's going to affect everybody globally, right? And you can't like think about what Obamacare is now. Oh, I got killed. Think about what Obamacare is now. Huh? Think about what Obamacare is now. Think about Obamacare globally. And I'm telling you right now, it's a lot worse, exponentially worse. And tonight, we'll briefly go through all the things that's what they're considering to be ensuring our health and, and increasing our well-being for everybody at all ages. Ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. In other words, we have no intentions on making people healthy. It's the last thing we want. But we can use this as an excuse to impose mandatory vaccinations, big pharma medicine, while banning alternative methods of healing, not curing, but healing. Rest in the essence to Dr. Sebi. Shout out to Yaki Freeman, Yaki Freedom. And we're going to take a walk down this lane tonight, y'all. Right? And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing with this whole series right here, y'all, because I want y'all to understand, over, inner, outer, extra stand, how serious this is, man. Now, mind you, UN Agenda 2030 came into being in 2015. So it's been going on for quite a long now. What we seeing in our societies post 2015, when this was implemented, how many of y'all know that our country been and gave basic authority to our country to the United Nations? It's all coming to fruition, right? And we are living in the days of the establishing of the Fourth Reich. You hear me? Tap in, walk with us, man. Tap in and walk with us, man. Crazy, y'all. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You know what I'm talking about? UN Agenda 2030. Health and well-being. SDG, or what they're calling Sustainable Development Goal number 3. Health and well-being for all. All right. Let me pull it up on the screen for y'all, man. Smash that like button. Y'all click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Tap in, walk with us. We breaking this damn thing down, man. You know, and all of those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, man, and the intelligence to understand what this really means, man. You know what I mean? I want y'all to understand that this is in full effect right now. Everything that we see going on in our country, especially within the past, 8 years? I'll just be fair and say that, yeah, the past 8 years. Because this went into effect 2015. All right. It's crazy, y'all. Tap in, man.
Our health and well-being are influenced by the settings in which we live. By 2030, 2/3 of humanity will live in urban areas.
Mega cities, mega regions, mega structures. What have I been telling y'all? See, this go out to, and I know y'all watching too. This goes out to all y'all who be feeling some type of way for whatever reason. You be feeling some fucking type of way, right? All of y'all who are so got y'all head up y'all's programmed asses that when real ones like myself is telling y'all about this shit that's going on, y'all so high and mighty on y'all's whatever high horse y'all on. Like I said, it just amazes me how people are supposed to be so-called educated and they don't understand. They can't put this together. I want y'all to understand that when I talk to people about this, people think that I am making this up. I want you to understand how intellectually digressed, regressed, suppressed we have allowed ourselves to become as a human race. To where people, when I talk about UN agenda, they think I'm making this up, as if me, measly old Virgil Berry, could fucking conjure up some shit like this. You know, I'm flattered, but yet, mildly insulted at the same time, right? Because the same level of genius it would take to come up with this plan is the same level of evil it take to come up with this plan, right? And there's nothing good about UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. I just want y'all to know that, man. I want y'all to understand that, if anything. You gonna know. You definitely just need to be willing to understand. 2/3 of humanity. Look at this, y'all, man. What have I been telling y'all? And I love that this is coming out more and more and more every day because, this is in real time. You feel me? You know what I mean? And not that I'm feeling any type of satisfaction because it's like, oh, I told you so, I told you so. No, it's more like, look, I've been telling y'all. It's not a game. I'm not making this shit up. This is happening. This is what's going on. This is why I say, y'all, there's nothing we can do legislatively or politically or legally, I should say. There's nothing we can do legally. There's nothing we can do politically. It has already been settled. Notice how they saying that 6.5 billion people will be living in this area. What is going on in our country right now? Fuck all that bullshit, weak ass fucking manosphere, gender war, black women, black men fuckery. Fuck all that shit, man. Look at what region of the world they have highlighted in this graphic. What is going on in Chicago, DC, soon to be Atlanta, soon to be Columbus, Miami, Texas. Been going on in Cali for 40 fucking years. Philadelphia, Baltimore, Detroit. What is about to start happening in our country? And I've been telling y'all about the mega regions, the mega cities, the mega structures. 6.5 billion people, 2/3 of the total population right now, living in the Western Hemisphere. And y'all wonder why I keep telling y'all to go watch that movie, Dread. Mega City 1. If y'all can see this, I'm going to blow it up a little bit. Mega City 1 is all the way from Boston to fucking down near Miami. That's Mega City 1, right? How many people live in America right now? Roughly 350 million people live in America right now. Can you imagine where they're going to put 6.5 billion people? Where they're going to put 6.5 billion people? Where are they going to put 6.5 billion people? Mega structures, right? You know, like I say, when the Most High has given you the sight to see, man, you don't really have to prove anything or go hard and like trying to convince anybody anything. You just got to speak on it and let it be known. Make people known to it. Make it privy. You hear me? Notice how I never tell you don't have to, you don't have to believe anything I'm saying, man. Right? Matter of fact, I don't want you to. I want you to go look into this for yourself so you can see for yourself. UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability, man, in full effect, right? And this is goal number 3. Ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. I'm gonna run this back because just in case y'all didn't hear what the plan is.
By 2030, 2/3 of humanity will live in urban areas. Cities provide.
And I want y'all to pay attention to stuff like that, man. They didn't do that for no reason. They didn't stop where the 2/3 is going to be for no reason. All right. 2/3 of all humanity is going to be living in this region of the world. What is going on right now? I'm telling y'all, man, the mega structures are on the way. You hear me? Being built right now. God damn it. Let's go.
Cities provide an excellent opportunity for local governments to protect and promote health at many levels. 23% of deaths are caused by environmental factors. In fact, more than 90% of the world population is exposed to air quality levels that do not meet the recommendations of the World Health Organization.
Now think about what's going on in the past week, give or take a few days, more or less, right? We're at it. With the whole air quality situation, with the so-called smoke fires or blazes or whatever that's going on up there in Canada, right? A person that's near and dear to me had to go to the hospital for their last week, and I didn't even know they was in the hospital, right? I didn't even know they was in the hospital, but he was in the hospital because, the air quality that was in my city, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, due to the fires. And, it didn't mesh well with a lot of people. A lot of people had to go to the hospital, Think about that, man. Now, I told y'all about the Wildlands urban interface, right? Man, come on, man, let's go.
Some 235 million people currently suffer from asthma. It is the most common non-communicable disease among children, and urbanization is associated with an increase in asthma. 39.
Notice that, man.
30 associated is among children, and urbanization is associated with an increase in asthma. 39% of adults. 30 common non-communicable disease among children, and urbanization is associated with an increase in asthma.
Urbanization. Peep game, y'all. Peep what they doing, though, man. People, this is why I'm saying, man, our critical thinking has to be on point. Asthma increases with urbanization. So why are they trying to pack us into fucking mega cities and mega regions then? If they know that in urban areas, specifically densely populated urban areas, is going to increase the probability, likability, you know what I'm saying, the population of people who are going to have respiratory issues. So why are they trying to cram us into mega cities and mega regions living in mega structures? Mind you, asthma can be a very deadly disease, right? Pay attention, y'all, man. I want y'all to box cleverly and use wisdom when y'all hear your brother talking, man. I'm saying what I'm trying to say without saying it because you know the unintelligent artificial intelligence. Right? I'm going to repeat. If they know, and which they just told us, that densely populated areas tend to have a huge increased effect on the amount of people who are going to have respiratory issues like asthma, why would they be building mega structures and then cramming us into mega cities? Is this part of health and well-being for all? What's healthy and well-being about all of us living on top of each other, crammed in huge mega structures like the peach trees in the movie Dread, where it's 75,000 people per block? What they were called blocks. Huh? I've been telling y'all about these human settlement zones. Huh? Man, y'all better pay attention to what's going on, man. Pay attention to what I'm conveying to y'all, man. If you know, they know that densely populated areas, metropolises, cities, they know that when people are living in these concealed situations, hermetic situations, if you would, they know for a fact that it increases the amount of people who are going to have respiratory issues like asthma, bronchitis, CPOD. I'm talking about any type of breathing issue you could think of, man. Tends to be more increased amongst the population in densely populated cities. If you was to do a research project study into coastal cities, which are the most populated cities on earth, you would see that these cities tend to have a more huge increase of people who suffer from respiratory issues than those who live in landlocked areas. Right? They know that these respiratory issues increase the more people live in, the bigger the city. So why, therefore, are they making efforts to cram us into mega cities, in mega structures? Understand what I'm saying? So why are they doing that? Maybe some of y'all are not ready to accept the answer to that. Let's go.
Associated with an increase in asthma. 39% of adults are overweight. Obesity is one of the biggest health problems worldwide, and living in urban areas contributes to sedentary lifestyles. Health.
Pay attention, y'all. Did y'all hear what they just said? I know I'm not the only person who be hearing this stuff, man. I'm not that cocky and arrogant, y'all. Contrary to popular opinion, I'm not. I'm not that arrogant and cocky, man. I know a lot of my critical thinkers out there. I know y'all catch a lot of this stuff too. So I said, listen, man, listen.
Living in urban areas contributes to sedentary lifestyles. Adults are overweight. Obesity is one of the biggest.
Down there, half of adults in America are overweight, or over the world, more than, listen, 39% of adults on planet Earth. Mind you, this is the United Nations. This is a global organization. So this ain't in America. This is globally. 39% of adults over the world are overweight.
Health problems worldwide. And living in urban areas contributes to sedentary lifestyles.
Right. So if living in urban, listen to the language, y'all. If living in urban areas increases sedimentarianism, why are they trying to cram us into smart cities, mega city? Why are they doing this? Why are they building mega structures for us to be living in, thousands of us? Why is this region of the world slotted to house 6.5 billion people by 2030? Which ain't nothing but goddamn it 7 and some odd change from now. 6 and some odd years from now. I want y'all to understand, man, 6 years will go by very fast. My Lord, man. Let's go.
Health is not only about medical and clinical services such as hospitals, it is about including health directives in all policies. Cities can be designed to provide well-being and care.
Port cities.
Thus, many local governments are already
listen, I want y'all to understand how all of this fits together. They've been really sitting here and thinking about this for a long time, man. They got it all figured out. They got it all mapped out. You hear me? Everything connects to everything. In order to have health and well-being for everybody in the world, that takes a smart city. That takes the smart grid. That takes unintelligent artificial intelligence. That takes 5, 6, 7G communication frequencies. Understand? That takes autonomous vehicles. You understand what I'm saying? Massive global production segmented to certain regions of the planet. Clearly, America, North Central America, South America or Central and really Mexico and Canada, America is designed to house most of us. While the rest of the world is just used for a big, huge manufacturing production warehouse or warehousing spread all over the world. Man, listen, y'all, tap in, man.
taking actions to bring about health benefits by raising awareness in communities for prevention and to promote healthy lifestyles, improving services including basic health services, waste management, hygiene in food chains, and water and sanitation, putting people at the center of urban and transport planning, responding to the needs of all citizens, promoting connectivity in diverse neighborhoods, and improving the quality and safety of.
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? I don't think y'all did. I'm going to play it back. Man, listen.
Health services, waste management, hygiene in food chains, and to promote healthy lifestyles. Improving services including basic health services, waste management, hygiene.
See how they got the food?
In food chains.
See how they had the food?
Management, hygiene.
See how they got the food? On conveyor belts, meaning processed, manufactured. Man, y'all better pay attention to this stuff, man.
In food chains, and water and sanitation. Putting people at the center of urban and transport planning, responding to the needs of all. citizen.
Now, did y'all notice when they speaking on this part right here, when they talking about transportation, notice ain't no cars on here. Notice ain't no airplanes on here. It's trains, buses, bikes, and walking. Pay attention, y'all, right? I'm going to run this back. Notice when they're talking about global transportation, as in cutting down on waste and energy, they got trains, buses, bikes, and walking. No cars is on here. No airplanes are on here. So what does that tell you? That tells you in this global system structure that they have coming in, airplanes ain't going to be a main source of travel. Understand what it means that if our major sources of travel are going to be at the top, chains, the next buses, that means we're going to be, man. I'm thankful that I've been given the sight to see this stuff, man. And also thankful that I've been given the courage to not be scared out of my goddamn mind somewhere living in a hole in a bunker some damn where. Right? But that would be selfish. And contrary to proper opinion, I'm not a selfish guy all the way.
Promoting connectivity in diverse neighborhoods and improving the quality and safety of public spaces to favor mental health, physical activity, and social cohesion.
Why does the environment have to favor mental health? And what does that look like? What are they going to do, or what is the plans to manipulate the environment or to use the environment as a tool to be used to help coping with or making easier living in this new society with mental health? See, this is what I'm saying, man. I'll just sit up here and dissected this UN Agenda 2030, and this is a very demonic agenda. Very much so in the sense that it's operating under the disguise of something good, when in actuality, it's very, very bad. You just have to have the eyes to see. And what's happening, Joe? My man from Chicago up in here, man. I keep forgetting, Lance Parker, you from Chicago too, bro. My bad, man. Got my Chicago brethren up in here, man. Y'all seeing the full effects of UN Agenda 2030 in Chicago right now. Y'all feeling UN Agenda 2030 in Chicago right now, boy. Let's go.
Improving road safety and managing traffic to reduce injuries and casualties. Protecting common goods such as soil, water, air, and the natural environment in an integrated way across sectors. The Sustainable Development Agenda, including SDG 3, is about ensuring healthy living, fostering well-being for all people at all ages, and promoting indicators to monitor progress. This can only be achieved through local action.
And letting y'all know right there, pay attention. Pay attention, man.
3 is about ensuring healthy living, fostering well-being for all people at all ages, and promoting indicators to monitor progress. This can only be achieved through local action.
Only can be achieved through local action. All right. Sadly enough, every local government in this world, on this planet, especially in America, is subject to and has been sold out by our politicians to the United Nations. I don't care what city, state you live in America, your so-called politicians have accepted money from the World Health Organization, the United Nations, UNESCO, UNICEF, the International Monetary Fund, Do you hear me, y'all? Why do you think all this crazy shit is going on in our cities? How you think Biden was able to just flood our cities with so many Ukrainian so-called refugees? How you think that's possible? In direct violation of Clause 2, Section 2, Clause 2 of the U.S. Constitution for the United States of America. Not of the United States of America. Big difference. This can only be done or achieved through local involvement. And you go to your local cities and you see what's going on. The people in Chicago, they did that. This is what y'all voted for? I want y'all to understand how through the United Nations, working through local governments, has been able to usurp the U.S. Constitution of the United States of America, right? I know this stuff be sounding crazy. It get deep, man, but I'm just telling y'all, man, that's how it is, man. That's what we dealing with, right? We're not dealing with we're not dealing with you know what I mean? We're not dealing with shallow, if you would, situation, right? And it's only deep until you be able to see and put it together, right? UN Agenda 2030 for Global Sustainability, SDG number 3, Sustainable Development Goal, healthy lives and well-being for all at all ages, right? Share some stuff with y'all, man. Tap in, walk with us, man. You feel me? Tap in and walk with us. Getting straight to it. And I've been sitting here telling y'all about this stuff. I'm not going to ever let up. You know, this is a very serious situation, y'all. You know? All right? Very serious situation. And, you know, as far as health, you know, our health is being undermined, and our health is being intentionally weakened, right? We're being poisoned on so many levels, right? Through our food supply and, you know what I'm saying? Through the drugs they giving us. Right? And as y'all know, or if y'all don't know, but you know, Big Pharma, man, you know what I'm talking about? Big Pharma, man. Pharmakia, that is, right? They're definitely slowly but surely, you feel me, weakening our immune systems with this horrible, terrible stuff they got the nerve to call medicine, right? Slowly but surely breaking us down, making us weak. You feel me? On all levels, too. All levels. You did. Tap in and walk with us, man. You know what I mean? SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, number 3. You know what I'm talking about? Health and well-being for all. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all, man. They getting us through the medicine. You did. Let me do this right here.
Imagine this. Anybody in this room, if I could say, hey, somebody cured AIDS, I'll be like, yeah, right.
Man, it ain't been 24 hours. We got to pick up the baton and run it across the world. Look at all these tweets. Please watch over and protect Nick if he gonna take over where Nipsey left off.
He offered cures for incurable diseases. He offered hope and life to those about to die.
What they will do with AIDS is the same thing they do with everything else. They will figure out a way for you to live with.
This is how the healthcare hustle works. We bring you in, you're sick, we start you on treatment protocols that are many times more toxic than what we're treating you for.
It's just mind-numbing to see how we can allow people like this to come among us, poison us, and then live comfortable lives.
He's an immigrant from Honduras who never went to school, college, or medical school. Yet the man known as Dr. Sebi claims to have found the cure for several life-threatening diseases, including AIDS. Too good to be true? Well, you be the judge.
He made Black people question the information that they were getting from their very own medical doctors.
We have been misled not only by the foreigners that are not part of our race, but we were also hoodwinked by our brothers that was trained by those people.
Dr. Sebi did not have to go through university systems once he realized that the knowledge was all around him, that he was walking over medicine.
All right, so we're here at TASO, the AIDS support organization in Uganda, try to get some answers.
When I told my mama that I had cured my 13 AIDS patient, she said, they're gonna get you.
But today, a Brooklyn man who masqueraded as a doctor has been arrested by the state attorney general.
Can you cure AIDS? I have cured AIDS many times, sir, and I can cure AIDS again and again.
AIDS has been cured by the Usha Herbal Research Institute.
So if Sebi or the Usha Research Institute cure AIDS, who cure AIDS? The black race or Sebi? It is the black race.
Dr. Sebi had brought so many levels of healing to our community. He, like many other could have for surely been a target of powers that be.
There is a group of people who do not want everyone to be here.
We have cures for a lot of things, but that's not what keeps America going.
So who's the real problem here? Is it Sebi, or is it some pharmaceutical company that is willing to exploit us?
This man has not objectively shown what he does. I would say he either deserves a Nobel Prize or a term in jail, and I vote for the latter.
So when I found out about Sebi, and it's about his case.
Oh, yeah.
You know, niggas was tweeting me, Hustle, be careful, man. Your plane gonna go down. I say, niggas better ride.
Anybody watching this, I want people to take Nipsey's lessons. So I don't want none of us to be afraid.
Anything that interferes with their omnipotent need to own and control everything is a danger and will be eliminated.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago, man. We ain't seen shit, heard shit yet, Nick. You old perked out ass nigga, all right? Or at least I haven't heard anything, right? I haven't heard anything, right? Our health and well-being is under attack, especially our health. Literally everything that we could possibly need to heal, not cure, but heal ourselves of whatever diseases or ailments or sicknesses, right, we could possibly get, could all be healed by the fruits and vegetables that we could either go to the grocery store and get if they weren't tampered with, or either grow in our own backyards. And we wouldn't need to go to the pharmacy. And I want to understand why Dr. Sebi was a target and how just like I said earlier, right? Just like I said earlier, when we talking about goddamn it, UN Agenda 2030 and the Sustainable Goal number 3, when it says it's ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages, but really it means they have no intentions on making people healthy. Clearly. Now, I want y'all to think about this, right? Dr. Sebi, man. Rest in the essence to brother Sebi, man. You know what I mean? Rest in the essence to that brother, man. God damn, man. Rest in the essence to Sebi, man. All right. If the UN, the United Nations, if they really wanted to promote well-being for all at all ages, don't you think they would have looked into Dr. Sebi's research? Since he had a plethora of case study, test studies, he literally could prove people he has healed from whatever diseases, ailments they had. Don't you think that when Sebi came out with his information, don't you think they would have accepted that and then implemented that if they really cared about the well-being of all of us? So think about what they mean for all of our well-being, because don't you think that it would be good if Dr. Sebi's teachings was taught in every country, in the health departments, instead of giving us this chemical poisonous shit? Now you just tell us in what increments, in what doses, in what amounts we should eat fruit and vegetables, and that's it. But see, what would that do to the big pharma? What would that do to the pharmaceutical industry, which is $1 trillion industry globally? Right? I want y'all to understand how all this stuff fits together, man. Right? Rest in the essence to Dr. Sebi, man. I want y'all to think about that, though, man. Don't you think if the United Nations wanted to promote well-being and healthy lives for all of us, wouldn't it be a great idea if every country on this planet implemented Dr. Sebi's health regimen concerning food, fruits, and vegetables, what to eat to keep and stay healthy? Don't you think the governments of the world would have heralded Dr. Sebi, championed Dr. Sebi, put him on a pedestal? They can't control that, y'all. That is not sustainable. It is not sustainable. Understand what sustainable means. Sustainable means controllable. Controlled by who? The people who run the system. The people who run the system, they don't benefit or profit from you being able to grow fruits and vegetables in your backyard that can literally heal you whenever you're sick. Like literally anything you could imagine getting, making you feel bad, making you feel sick, not so quite much yourself, you could literally grow it in your backyard or go to the grocery store and get it. And now you see why they genetically fucking all our food. And Dr. Sebi, rest in the essence to this brother, discovered that. Or should I say probably was revealed this information because clearly doing what he was doing, the Most High had blessed him with that discernment. Only the Most High could do that. Not even LSD can do that. You hear me? It's crazy, man. Rest in the essence to Dr. Sebi, man.
And just a heads up, this is how not to interpret the Bible. In Revelation 18:23, it says the harlot deceives all the nations with her sorcery, her pharmakia. And pharmakia is where we get a word that didn't exist for long in the future, but it's where we get our word pharmacy. Therefore, if you take an Advil, you will never enter the gates of the city of God where the Lamb is. In fact, you will be thrown into the lake of fire. That's what it says. Those who practice pharmakia, taking pharmaceuticals, modern medicine, will go to hell. Did you get that tetanus shot as a kid? Hell. Type 1 diabetic, needing that insulin? Hell. You are a partaker of sorcery. Guys, we can be better than this. Because I have heard and I've been taught that this is what Revelation's speaking about. This is the context of sorcery. We can be better than that. The Greek word for power that is constantly translated in the New Testament is dunamis. Power, great power. I think we have some verses here we're going to look at. Luke chapter 6, verse 19, right? The whole crowd was trying to touch him. This is speaking of Jesus, of Yeshua, because power came out of him and healed them all, right? The woman with the issue of blood, she reached with her faith and hope and grabbed the hem of his garment, and it says that he felt power go out from before him, and something about that, he turned and said, "Who touched me?" He knew someone touched him. Dunamis is kind of the root. It's where we get the word dynamite from. So let's apply this same hermeneutic, please.
Dynamite, dynamic, dynamo. All right. What's another word in there? That's the key word. Dine. Dine as in dinner, or to eat or consume. Huh? Tap in, walk with us, y'all, man. Pharmakia. Let's listen to this dude.
Please. Do you know why Yeshua knew someone touched him? Because she blew up. The whole crowd was trying to touch him because dynamite came out from him. Provide healing from all. 2 Corinthians 10, verse 4. Since the weapons of our warfare are not of flesh, but are powerful, dunamis, through God for the demolition of strongholds.
What are strongholds? Right?
It fits. Therefore, it has to be the proper. No, it's not talking about dynamite. No, sorcery and revelation is not talking about Advil or life-saving medicine or even medicine that you don't think is life-saving. It has nothing to do.
Now, mind you, when you hear the term Advil, right? Advil, man, I ain't about to start. Man, this is not what the show is about. So tap in, tap in, walk with us, man. Another topic for another day.
With that. In the Septuagint, the Greek Old Testament, the Bible, which is the Bible the churches in Asia Minor would have been reading. In Nahum chapter 3, verse 4, it speaks about Assyria. And it says, all because of the many harlotries of the harlot, the charming one, the mistress of sorceries, pharmakia, who sells nations by her harlotries and families by her sorceries. This is a prophecy about Assyria. And it's using the same word here. And we know that ancient Assyria was not trying to attack Israel by attempting to vaccinate them. They weren't trying to give them cholesterol medicine when they invaded Israel. Isaiah 47 speaks of the fall of Babylon, of judgment for, and it receives judgment for its sorcery. Exodus chapter 7, verse 11 says, the sorcerers of Egypt imitated the plague of God using secret arts. Guess what Greek word that is in the Septuagint? They turned rivers into blood with pepto-bismol. We need to be very careful when we choose
you need
to
to be
handle
careful too, trying to make jokes out of scriptures too.
This
man.
library inspired by the Holy Spirit of the living God. And when we force ourselves onto it, and we twist it and we ravage it, it's never a good witness. Never. And it's usually for the sole reason to try to make us look like self-appointed prophets. We make stuff up, and it's embarrassing. But it's also very dangerous.
I
Because
agree.
this letter of warning and resistance of the works of Satan is one that starts in our heart. Not by finding symbolism and pointing at that or this or that. It starts with evaluating whether or not we truly stand as an ambassador of the king who sits on the throne. And if we're all just going to sum it up as being about Tylenol, then who are we truly an ambassador for when we misuse the letter that's supposed to cause repentance to the world?
I just wanted to show y'all that, man, so y'all could just see how different people try to break down what pharmakia is, man. But basically, pharmakia is demonic. It's a Greek word. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Uh-oh, I ain't heard about this one.
Headache, chills, swelling. Those are some of the side effects that some people experience after getting their COVID vaccine. But what about this one? Vivid dreams.
Uh-oh.
More and more people are reporting they had crazy dreams after getting their shot. Maria Simbra takes a look at the possible cause, new at 6:30.
Richard Vetstein got both doses of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine.
The second one was definitely much heavier, much stronger reaction. I woke up at like 4 a.m. It was just pretty bad flu-like symptoms and stomach ache and everything else.
That includes vivid dreams.
One of them was I saved a Belgian town from the Nazis. So that was interesting. And then the other one, I was on the Titanic. You wake up and you're like,
uh-oh,
what was that?
He posted his experience on social media and was surprised at the response.
A bunch of people commented that they also had weird dreams too after the vaccine.
Sleep specialists are hearing stories like this from their patients.
We're seeing a lot of anecdotal reports. The literature really doesn't support this right now, but it's early.
After immunization, or with a COVID infection, or just during the pandemic in general, Dr. Shade says his patients have commented on bizarre dreams.
Along with a lot is that it really affects your sleep-wake cycle.
He doesn't have a precise explanation, but guesses it has something to do with poor sleep from the anticipation of side effects.
They're expecting to experience fever, muscle pain, headache, and they're probably not sleeping well. The most common reason that we remember dreams is that our sleep is disrupted.
Whether the immune response is reacting with brain cells, it's too soon to say.
But we're going to look back on the data years from now and say, you know what? These dreams weren't just PTSD. There was actually a physiologic cause for it.
If a booster dose is needed in the future, the intense dreams won't stop Richard.
Ventilator versus feeling a little, a bad dream. I'm sorry, but I'll take that trade-off.
Severe illness with COVID would be the bigger nightmare. I'm Dr. Maria Simbra, KDKA.
Understand how dangerous that is, what he just said, man. Understand how dangerous what he just said is. He would rather deal with the dreams than, right? Man, I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all where this is going, man. The smart grid is here, man. The metaverse is here. That's crazy. I didn't even know about this. Crazy. Well, we live in wild times, bro. You hear me, man? Oh, this is the last one. All I thought dude was going to be having some game for y'all. All right. Let me find this one video for y'all.
To induce spirituality by taking drugs is like trying to turn on your TV set by kicking it. And many people do that. I found out that it'll work sometimes. So that's not a very good illustration. But there are those that think that because of drugs or some trance or some hypnotism that they can have this same experience that you have with the Holy Spirit is wrong. It's false.
I got pulled over.
Billy Graham.
To induce spirituality by taking drugs is like trying to...
Right. So yeah, man, this is another way. I mean, and this is why I'm saying this though, man, because you know what I mean? You know, so I want y'all to understand like where this comes from, man. You feel me? And how all other stuff like this goes into pharmakia as well. Very demonic. You feel me? Very, very demonic. You know? Man, it's crazy, man. For real, man. I mean, it's just ill. I be sitting here thinking to myself sometimes, y'all, like how ill shit is, though, for real. Like, God damn, man. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Hold on real quick. I'm about to get this for y'all. I want y'all to see this. All right. Smash that like button, tap in, and walk with us. You did. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. All right. So we got this whole pharmakia thing going on, which is based and rooted in Luciferianism, Satanism, witchcraft, sorcery. You understand what I'm saying? This is where the whole concept of the philosopher's stone came from. You know what I'm saying? This is where the concept of alchemy comes from. You feel me? All our branches of alchemy. What else? Divination, surgery. All of these are branches of pharmakia. Porn libations, sutures, surgeries. All that stuff is demonic, man. And only the Most High can give you the understanding and know what I mean and understand why it is, man. I want y'all to get a fuller understanding of what something means for something to be demonic. You did. Tap in, walk with us, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, and subscribe to the page, man. You did. one. I seen that, man. There we go. Where that damn video at?
I gamma lower. When I take you into my
a delay because there are in an area of Ethiopia. I travel a lot and I see a lot, but it took me by surprise to learn in an area of Ethiopia, parents delay picking the names for their new babies by a month or more. Why delay? Why not take advantage of this special ceremonial time? Well, they delay because they're afraid. They're afraid their baby will die. How can it be that 2.6 million babies die around the world before they're even 1 month old? 2.6 million.
That's a lot.
That's the population of Vancouver.
Now pay attention, y'all. Pay attention
when I
to
take
this,
you into
man.
my
I'm
bubble.
about to bring this. I'm about to say
still
this.
Here,
Hold on.
Child death.
Think about what they just said, man. Right? And this is why I want. This is why I'm shining a light on this agenda and breaking this down. Because think about this, man. As they sit up here and made it seem like this stuff just has to stop. Understand that the people who put the United Nations together, understand this, the people who put the United Nations together back during World War I and World War II, it was first called the League of Nations, then it turned into the United Nations, right? Understand the same people who created the United Nations is creating the exact same situation, the exact environments, the exact societal things that's going on right now in order to bring you in Agenda 2030. So I want y'all to keep that in mind, man. Tap in, man. Let's watch this.
Per 1,000 on that axis. Here we have year. And I'm now giving you a wider picture than the MDG. I start 50 years ago when Africa celebrated independence in most countries. I give you Congo, which was high, Ghana lower, and Kenya even lower. And what has happened over the years since then? Here we go. You can see with independence, literacy improved, and vaccination started, smallpox was eradicated, hygiene was improved, and things got better. But then in the 80s, watch out here, Congo got into civil war, and they leveled off here. Ghana got very fast. This was the backlash in Kenya, and Ghana bypassed, but then Kenya and Ghana go down together, still a standstill in Congo. That's where we are today. So let me show the wider picture. My country, Sweden, 1800, we were up there. And then you see, these were famine years, these were bad years, and people got fed up with Sweden. My ancestors moved to the United States, and eventually soon we started to get better and better here. And here we got better education, and we got health service, and child mortality came down. We never had a war. Sweden was in peace all this time. But look, the rate of lowering in Sweden was not fast. Sweden achieved a low child mortality because we started early. We had primary school actually starting in 1842. And then you get that wonderful effect when we got female literacy 1 generation later. You have to realize that the investments we do in progress are long-term investments. It's not about just 5 years. It's long-term investments. And Sweden never reached Millennium Development Goal rate, 3.1% when I calculate. So we are off track. That's what Sweden is. But we don't talk about it so much. We want others to be better than we were. And indeed, others have been better. Let me show you Thailand. See what the success story in Thailand from the 1960s, how they went down here and reached almost the same child mortality levels as Sweden. And I'll give you another story. Egypt, the most hidden, glorious success in public health. Egypt was up here in 1960, higher than Congo. The Nile Delta was a misery for children with diarrheal disease, and malaria and a lot of problems. And then they got the Aswan Dam. They got electricity in the homes. They increased education. And they got primary health care. And down they went, and they got safer water. They eradicated malaria. And isn't it a success story?
And I'm going to talk about HIV today, about the deaths, about the stigma. It's a medical story, but more than that, it's a social story. This map depicts the global distribution of HIV, and as you can see, Africa has a disproportionate share of the infection. There are 33 million people living with HIV in the world today. Of these, 2/3, 22 million, are living in sub-Saharan Africa. There are 1.4 million pregnant women in low and middle income countries living with HIV, and of these, 90% are in sub-Saharan Africa.
AIDS was discovered 1981, the virus 1983. These Gapminder bubbles show you how the spread of the virus was 1983 in the world, or how we estimate that it was. What we are showing here is on this axis here, I'm showing percent infected adults, and on this axis, I'm showing dollar per person in income. And the size of these bubbles, the size of the bubbles here, that shows how many are infected in each country. And the color is the continent. Now you can see United States, 1983, had a very low percentage infected, but due to the big population, still a sizable bubble. There were quite many people infected in the United States. And up there you see Uganda. They had almost 5% infected, and quite a big bubble in spite of being a small country then. And they were probably the most infected country in the world. Now, what has happened? Now you have understood the graph, and now in the next 60 seconds, we will play the HIV epidemic in the world. First, we had a fast rise in Uganda and Zimbabwe. They went upwards like this. In Asia, the country to be heavily infected was Thailand. They reached 1 to 2%. And then Uganda started to turn back, where Zimbabwe skyrocketed. And some years later, South Africa had a terrible rise of HIV frequency. Look, India got many infected, but had a low level, and almost the same happens here. See Uganda coming down, Zimbabwe coming down, Russia went to 1%. In the last 2 to 3 years, we have reached a steady state of the HIV epidemic in the world. 25 years it took, but steady state doesn't mean that things are getting better. It's just that they have stopped getting worse. But focus now is back on prevention. That's only by stopping the transmission that the world will be able to deal with it. Drugs is too costly. Had we had the vaccine, or when we will get the vaccine, that's something more effective. But the drugs are very costly for the poor. Not the drug in itself, but the treatment and the care which is needed around it. So when we look at the pattern, one thing comes out very clearly. You see the blue bubbles, and people say HIV is very high in Africa. I would say HIV is very different in Africa. You have the highest HIV rates in the world you find in African countries, and yet you find Senegal down here the same rate as United States. And you find Madagascar, and you find a lot of African countries about as low as the rest of the world. It's this terrible simplification that there is one Africa and things go on in one way in Africa. We have to stop that. It's not respectful, and it's not very clever to think that way.
And I can agree with all that to an extent.
Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this.
Yeah. And I want y'all to pay attention to this, man, how they're trying to scare us. Glitch the Guarantee, what it do, man? We got my brother Glitch the Guarantee up in here, man. We got 2-6 of E&E up in the building, you dig, man? Shout out to my brother Glitch the Guarantee. Y'all sit up there and go to YouTube, man, type in Exit of Doom and go listen to that fire-ass album while you at the gym, while you riding to work, while you on the bus going to school, whatever the situation is, you on the subway, whatever it is, the train, whatever, man. You go ahead and bang that Exit of Doom, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keep winning and do what you do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Always stay true. Just keep winning and do what you do. You know what I'm talking about? Now, my brother Glitch knows about this too, because I talk about a lot. I've been doing for a long time, for years, man, right? United Nations Agenda 2030, Sustainable Development Goal 3, Health and Well-Being for All, isn't what we think it is, what we would even assume it meant, or what they're even talking about. Understand that when they say they want to ensure health and well-being for all ages, understand what they mean by that. They mean vaccinations. They mean pharmaceuticals. Well-being meaning not, well-being means making illegal, banning, punishable by severe consequences if you do not take the medicines that they say you can take, that they make, manufacture, sell. Why you think they're restricting growing fruits and vegetables in your backyard and stuff now? This all falls into part with the genetic modification of our food supply, which we be getting to, which we got to. Understand what they mean when they want to ensure health and healthiness and well-being, man. It's what they say healthiness and well-being is. And healthy is pharmaceuticals, schmaxines, synthetic drugs, genetically modified food. That is sustainable, meaning they can control that. And as long as they control it, long as they control what health and well-being is, goddamn it, that's the type of health and well-being we want to see, and that's the only type of health and well-being y'all allowed to do. Y'all can't grow your own fruits and vegetables. That's not sustainable, meaning we can't control that. We can't monitor that. We can't surveil that. We can't track and trace that. What is that going to mean for the pharmaceutical industry? What would we even need a pharmaceutical industry for if we could all literally grow our own fruits and vegetables, or go to the grocery store and get actual healthy, actually natural fruits and vegetables, and anything we could possibly get sick from, a disease. I don't care if it's an STD, AIDS, cancer, all this stuff will be curable, so what I say, healable by what we eat. Where would that leave the hospital? There won't be no need for hospitals. There won't be no need for pharmaceutical companies. You think GSK about to give up their damn near $1 trillion net worth because you niggas want to eat fruits and vegetables versus taking their drugs? Stop it. Serum Pharmaceuticals. Johnson & Johnson, Minerva. Or should I say Moderna? Y'all better pay attention, man. So understand what they saying when they talking about some health and well-being for all, man. That ain't good. Think about it, like I said, think about Obamacare. You can't even go get no good dental work done with Obamacare, man. Let's go.
If anything kills over 10 million people.
Why do they have this nigga talking, man? This is another thing I got, man. This lets you know that these nerdy ass technocrat niggas is taking over. Why the hell is Bill Gates speaking on this? Where's his credentials to speak on this? He's not a medical doctor. He's never been to medical school. He's not a chemist. He's not a molecular biologist. What the hell is he even talking on a TED Talk for, talking about diseases and stuff, man? And smack scenes and shit. What the fuck he know about that shit? Where's his credentials, his expertise? Where's it coming from? Ain't he a tech nerd? Ain't he a computer fucking dweeb? No offense to my computer geeks out there, man, but goddamn, this just starts pissing me off when I start seeing this dude talking on shit like he qualified to speak. He ain't qualified to speak on this shit. He ain't no damn doctor. Or just because he on Microsoft, he can just, man, fuck this nigga, man. And what he talking about. Straight like that.
In the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. Not missiles, but microbes. Now, part of the reason for this is that we've
like, look at this dude, man.
Invested.
Look at this guy, man. You know? And this guy, man. This fucking guy, man. Bill Gates don't know what the hell he talking about, man. What the hell do Bill Gates know about medicine, vaccinations, biology? What does he know about this stuff? Nothing. So he need to shut his mouth, man. But he giving a big microphone to talk about this stuff. Because he's funding a lot of this stuff. And like I told y'all, it's already been settled, y'all. It has already been settled. There is nothing we can do politically. There's nothing we can do legally. We're trying to understand that, man.
A huge amount in nuclear deterrence. But we've actually invested very little in a system to stop an epidemic. The best lessons, I think, on how to get prepared are, again, what we do for war. For soldiers, we have full-time waiting to go. We have reserves that can scale us up to large numbers. NATO has a mobile unit that can deploy very rapidly. NATO does a lot of war games to check, are people well-trained? Do they understand about fuel and logistics and the same radio frequencies? So they are absolutely ready to go. So those are the kinds of things we need to deal with an epidemic.
Did y'all hear what he just said? Basically, he's saying we need military intervention. We need military intervention in order to implement vaccines, medications across, man. Y'all better pay attention to what they saying, man.
What are the key pieces? First is we need strong health systems in poor countries. That's where mothers can give birth safely, kids can get all their vaccines, but also where we'll see the outbreak very early on. We need a medical reserve corps. Lots of people who've got the training and background who are ready to go with the expertise. And then we need to pair those medical people with the military, taking advantage of the military's ability to move fast, do logistics, and secure areas. We need to do simulations, germ games, not war games, so that we see where the holes are. The last time a germ game was done in the United States was back in 2001, and it didn't go so well. So far, the score is germs 1, people 0. Finally, we need lots of advanced R&D in areas of vaccines and diagnostics. There are some big breakthroughs, like adeno-associated virus, that could work very, very quickly. Now, I don't have an exact budget for what this would cost, but I'm quite sure it's very modest compared.
You hear that, man? This is what I'm saying about this dude. The cost is quite modest. Really? You think? You think the price tag on this is going to be modest? Just the arrogance that these dudes, especially this dude, be talking, man. This is disrespectful, man. This shows how they really fucking feel about us, man. They talk to us as if we're stupid, as if we're dumb, ignorant little fucking peasants who don't understand what the fuck is going on. That shit pisses me off because, like I say, the only thing that I allow to get me off my square or can even offend me is somebody insulting my intelligence, especially somebody who's really not that intelligent for real, for real. Don't misconstrue or confuse intelligence with being clever. It's not the same thing, man. Bill Gates is a very clever motherfucker. He's not that intelligent, though.
To the potential harm. The World Bank estimates that if we have a worldwide flu epidemic, global wealth will go down by over $3 trillion, and we'd have millions and millions of deaths. These investments offer significant benefits beyond just being ready for the epidemic. The primary health care, the R&D, those things would reduce global health equity and make the world more just as well as more safe. So I think this should absolutely be a priority. There's no need to panic. We don't have to hoard cans of spaghetti or go down into the basement, but we need to get going because time is not on our side.
And the question I would get asked over and over again is, what is the greatest risk factor for your health? And I would say loneliness. We are tribal beings. We are supposed to be together, and our nervous systems are wired that way. So when we feel socially isolated, then the nervous system goes into threat. And the limbic brain, the survival part of the brain, the really primordial brain, starts to freak out. It goes into the sympathetic nervous system, or what Walter Cannon at Harvard called the stress response. You may know it as the fight or flight response.
Huh? What part of the brain is that, y'all? What part of the brain is she talking about? Hold on, right? What part of the brain is she talking about? What part of the brain she talking about, y'all? And I'm glad that she said this, right? Because this brings clarity to what I tell y'all when I talk about, or when y'all hear me talk about, the reptilian complex, which we all have one. Right? Y'all think about that. You know, y'all think about that. You did. Right? Think about that, man. Flight or flight, mind, top-down hierarchical structure. Right? Yeah, man. I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all, man. That's the part of the brain she talking about right there, the reptilian complex. Right? I'm not making that up. That is what they call it, the triune brain. And that pineal gland and all of that stuff is right up in here. All that stuff is right up in this area right here. Now that's what you call big revelation. That's what you call correlation. You did. Tap in, walk with us, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, and subscribe to the page, man. You did.
And when the nervous system is in fight or flight response, the body fills with cortisol and epinephrine. These hormones put us at risk of heart disease and every other kind of illness. And we know that the body is beautifully equipped with natural self-healing mechanisms. We make cancer cells every day. We fight our own heart disease every day. We have natural longevity enhancements built into our bodies. But here's the kicker. Those natural self-healing mechanisms only work when the nervous system is in what Herbert Benson at Harvard called the relaxation response. This is the parasympathetic nervous system. When we know that we belong, when we can feel ourselves in love, in community, in tribe, then the nervous system relaxes. But you think about the single mom who's by herself trying to raise 3 kids and get to her job, and the kids are sick and she doesn't have any help. And what about her social life? And what about her self-care? Her nervous system is in stress response all the time. And this puts her at risk of disease and decreases her longevity. And we Americans, you know, we're only supposed to be in stress response when we're getting chased by a tiger. But evidence shows that we're in stress response more than 50 times per day, and lonely people are in stress response even more than that. So this is the part where I'm going to talk to your mind in case you don't believe loneliness and health are related. Air pollution increases your mortality by 6%, obesity by 23%, alcohol abuse by 37%, loneliness by 45%. Loneliness is as dangerous for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes per day.
Damn, I didn't know that.
There was a study in Alameda County that showed that people with the fewest social ties were 3 times more likely to have died over a 9-year period. There was another study in UCSF of 3,000 women with breast cancer that showed that people who go through their cancer journey alone are 4 times more likely to die from their disease than those who have 10 or more friends. Lonely people have higher rates of heart disease, cancer, dementia, high blood pressure, diabetes, infection, anxiety, depression, insomnia, suicide, and alcoholism.
Yeah, man, that's a mean list right there. That
there was one insomnia.
That's a mean list right there, man. So when it comes to well-being and health, it would not be health-wise. It would not be health proactivity, right? It wouldn't be pro-health if you think you're going to make it or be on your own out here. Being alone actually has an effect on your physical health. Nobody wants to be alone. Right? Tap in, walk with us, y'all. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all know how we doing it, man.
Suicide and alcoholism, addictions. There was one great study done by Harvard where they followed 700 men over 75 years to look at wellness and well-being in general. And Robert Waldinger, one of the researchers, said over and over these 75 years, our study has shown that the people who fared the best were the people who leaned in to relationships with family, with friends, with community. But 1 in 5 Americans is lonely. This is 60 million people. This is a massive public health epidemic. But when was the last time your doctor prescribed healing your loneliness as part of your wellness plan or as part of a healing journey?
Now, understand where this is going, y'all, right? Understand where this is going. This is where the smart grid comes in. This is where the metaverse comes in. What better way to cure loneliness or heal your loneliness to where you could be involved in a synthetic, simulated global community where you can digitally, holographically interact with people and you won't be lonely. Psychologically, electronically, holographically, digitally. Man, I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all, man, everything that's going on with this UN Agenda 2030 is designed to push us towards the smart grid and the metaverse, man. I'm telling y'all. I'll sit up here telling y'all, man, we about to get up out of here, man. You know, hold on now. We got a little bit more time to go. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I really ain't got too much to add to it for real. On some, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to drag this out longer than what I absolutely have to. You know, it really ain't no need to drag this out too much longer. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with y'all, that's why I just said that for real. You know, so I'm about to start shortening these shows up 2 to 2 hours or less. You feel me? Yeah, man. But you know, I hope y'all got a good understanding over inner outer extra standing. You understand what I'm saying? What UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability, global sustainable development goal number 3, health and well-being for everybody. Right? Never forget about that reptilian brain, man. Right? Don't y'all forget about it. You hear me? Don't y'all forget about that part of the brain, man, that reptilian complex, the oldest part of the brain at that. Right? This is what LSD implanted, impressed, imposed upon Eve when he Mendenhalled her from the bike. Right? He put that reptilian complex up in her and skeeted all up in her with it. You hear me? Y'all ain't ready for that conversation, man. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation, man. You did. Now we're gonna get up out of here, y'all, man. Like I said, I'm done, man. I'm really about to be focusing on getting these shows in under 2 hours. You feel me? And it really ain't too much more I could add to this. You know what I'm saying? I done break this down so many times on so many levels. You know what I'm saying? I done sit up here and I'm gonna be reiterating this thing because, like I said, with all the other agendas, all the other sustainable development goals, they all connect. And we're gonna be seeing repetitive things because they all are part of the same agenda. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see it even tomorrow. Or should I say on Wednesday? We're gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see them on Wednesday how sustainable goal number 4, which is what I'm about to show y'all right now. You feel me? Y'all gonna see how it's basically is connected to this one. Tap in, walk with us, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. All right? Smash that like button. Share on your social engineering. See, tomorrow, we're going to quality education. Right? That's what we're going to be doing. All right, then, Mr. O. We're going to be doing quality education tomorrow or on Wednesday. You feel on Wednesday, we're going to be doing quality education for sustainable goal number 4, quality education for everybody across the board, across the globe. What is that going to look like? What does that mean? Right? But tomorrow, we get into it tomorrow. I can't wait too. Make sure y'all tap in tomorrow. Hip Hop Tuesdays. We going at it. Right? I forgot to. We going at it tomorrow. Hip Hop Tuesdays. We paying homage to the infamous Mobb Deep, the world famous, iconic double duo. Right? Yeah, man, hit that sub button like my man Lance Parker say, man. We closing in on that 700. Then we're going to get on to that 800. Then we're going to get to that 900. Then we're going to get to that band. You hear me? We're going to slow grind it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? I know when I get to that 1,000, I work for it. And I got 1,000 people tapping in that actually support. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful thing, man. But tomorrow we're going to get to it. Havoc and Prodigy and Havoc, Mob Deep, we going in. You feel me? Don't make no mistake about it, man. We got to pay homage, y'all. So, man, I thank everybody for coming out tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the chat, Mr. O, Mr. Guarantee, Lance Parker, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Diggity. You know what I'm saying? All my brothers tapping in with everybody in the clouds that's watching from the old clouds, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. Like I said, I'm about to be focused on keeping these shows 2 hours and under. We ain't going to be even, you know what I mean? Especially with this, because this is a long series that we about to be doing, man. 17 of these goes, and we only on number 3. So we only doing 2 per week. So, you know what I'm talking about? We got like another month and some change to go before we get through all of them. So it's going to be a recurring thing, and tap in, walk with us, man. But tomorrow, this is what we're going to be banging tomorrow. This is what we're going to be on tomorrow. Paying homage to the infamous Mobb Deep, world famous hip hop rap crew from the 90s. You understand what I'm saying, man? And we ain't playing no games. We ain't playing no games, man. Right? None whatsoever. So I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, right? You feel me? Appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Smash that like button, man. Tell everybody to come tap in and support your guy. Hey, my nigga Virgil out of Columbus, Ohio. Be kicking that real shit, man. He be breaking this damn thing down to us. We grinding it, we growing, spreading this word, spreading this information. You know, I'm talking about spiritual roots. We breaking down you in Agenda 2030, exposing the matrix and all of that. Tap in, walk with us, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pay. It's a lot of them out there doing what I'm doing, but they ain't doing what we doing like how I'm doing. You know what I'm talking about, man? Like how we doing. They ain't breaking this damn thing down like this, man. You know what I mean? Keep it 100, y'all, man. Keep it 100 with your guy, man. There's a lot of guys on the internet, on YouTube, talking about whatever they are talking about. I commend them. I want them to keep doing it. Great minds should also talk about everything they possibly know and come across. You should be sharing it. You should be talking about it. Put people up on game about it. Put me up on game. I want to know. But I want y'all to be honest and put a number 11 in the chat if you agree with this, right? Not too many motherfuckers ain't breaking this shit down like your boy, man. Connecting these dots. Not too many people is doing that like that. Oh, I know. I watch YouTube. Very few. You know, very few. So it's a pleasure, you did. Tap in, walk with us, man. It's always an honor and a privilege to come and chop it up and teach and preach. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't going to say preach because I ain't no preach, but to teach and to convey information, make information privy to. You know what I'm talking about? It's a beautiful honor and a privilege to do it, man. I accept it 100%. You feel me? Man, thanks everybody who be coming in, showing that support, man. Y'all, I appreciate it, man. Y'all here for this grind. Y'all here for this slow grind to success. We're going to hit that 1,000. Then we're going to hit 2,000. Then we're going to hit 3,000 and 4,000. And then it's going to just keep grinding and growing. It's going to get big. You know what I'm talking about? And next thing you know, man, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have a whole situation to where, you know what I'm talking about? We got a situation to where we can somehow non-acquiesce and non-comply. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing we left to do at this point. There's nothing we can do to stop this, man. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. It's here. It has been settled. Clearly. But we don't have to acquiesce to it, and we don't have to comply with it. We do not have to acquiesce to it. We do not have to comply with it. We can simply just say we ain't dealing with it. Right? How many of us is willing to do that? Going to be willing to do that with so much at risk, so much at stake? Some of us gonna have to start sticking our chests out, man. Some of us gonna have to start being on that front line, man. All you so-called tough ass, whoever you is. It's all good when you picketing and protesting for your individual ideology, your individual, whatever you think is being deprived of you. It's a whole situation when none of that matters no more and we all on the same playing field. You did, no matter what our skin color is, y'all, they really got us tricked too, thinking that shit mattered. They done put a number on us with that racism stuff. You think it's going to matter what your race is in Mega City 1? You think it's going to matter what your race is in the metaverse? Y'all better start expanding y'all's thoughts processes, man, for real, man. I mean that, man. It ain't all about us black folks. It ain't all about y'all white folks. It ain't all about you so-called Jewish people, right? Y'all better pay attention to what's going on out here, man. Tap in, walk with us, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. The song is so raw and it's so fitting to the series. I think I'm going to play it to the in and out of every show we do on Monday and Wednesday from now on out. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, walk with us, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Make sure y'all go tap in with my brother, Mr. O. Shout out to my brother, Red Supreme TV1. Shout out to that homie, Street Media TV, George Macon. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my baby, Brownie Ellie, man. Shout out to everybody who's a real one. You know what I'm saying? My baby son, Kiss, man. Shout out to everybody who's a real one out here creating this content, actually giving people something to think about, man. Something to ponder that actually matters and important and affects us all on a wider scale other than this fuckery we being tricked into going along with to derail our attention away from this type shit, the real important shit. Smash that like button on the way out, y'all, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Share your social engineer, man. We gone, man. Fake woke niggas stand. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I danced around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Pause. See, that was a bar from another song we did called Vibes on 100 off of Glitch first album, Up in Smoke, or second album, Up in Smoke. You feel me? Maybe I'll bang that song for y'all on E&D Friday or something, man. You know what I'm talking about? Tap in, walk with us, y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all evening, man. Thank y'all for coming out, man. Love y'all. Yeah. E&E. Stacks with the facts. What up, Stacks? I got my man Glitch the Guarantee on the track with me. Glitch the Guarantee. Yeah. And we bringing this message to you fake woke niggas. Gotta wake these niggas up, man. All y'all out there spreading them lies and falling victim to this propaganda. Niggas believe it. Hey, Glitch. Let's talk to these niggas. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, wake them up. Time to wake them up. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, wake them up. Time to wake them up. I gotta set the alarm, wake you up from your slumber. Wake them up, Floyd and Harry, fake woke niggas, y'all dumbass niggas. Drop jewels, but people don't pay any attention. They don't listen. Immediately, we the wake them up henchmen. A lot of times these woke niggas be really sleep. Shit, the price on a nigga's life is extra real cheap. Only the real for my niggas, we all elite. We made a living eating these rappers, nigga, bon appetit. Yeah. Pause. Me and my brethren be down for the cause. We gotta come together and tear down all these borders and illusory fault lines like racism and bring light to the woke, just like a baptism. The congregation spoke,
These niggas ain't who they claim to be. A bunch of Peter pop off niggas really be lames to me. Anytime you at war, it's gonna be casualties. The more we come together, it's easy to beat the enemies.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin 80. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin 80. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up. Alarm clock to the woke, time to wake them up. The main initiative should be to get your cake up. You wave riding niggas need life jackets to stay afloat. Meanwhile, I'm blowing on gas straight from the Ivory Coast.
And every post I'll be hitting y'all with them straight facts. The smart grid is now here, we gotta face that. While they coming with microchips and vaccinations, fake woke niggas perpetuating indoctrination.
Fuck this pandemic, this was the damn gimmicks. Niggas will believe that they mom died if she still living. Open your eyes, nigga, you can see the lies, nigga. We gotta stop letting the blind lead the blind, nigga.
And that's the biggest fact, Blitz. You better tell these niggas this Agenda 2030. It's gonna be hell, niggas. Fuck AOC and her new Green Deal. I'm Neo in this bitch. You want they red pill.